Let's queer up education. California sues school district that requires teachers to out students. California's Attorney General sued a Southern California school district Monday over its recently adopted policy that requires schools to notify parents if their children change their gender identification or pronouns. Attorney General Rob Bonta said that he filed a lawsuit against the Chino Valley Unified School District over the policy that mandated this notification, calling it a forced outing of transgender students that violates their civil rights. The move comes after Chino Valley Unified adopted the policy following a shift in leadership on the school board. Other Southern California districts have adopted similar policies, and Bonta says he believes that they will also be affected by this litigation, though they are not named in the suit. The suit argues that the policy discriminates against transgender and gender nonconforming students and violates the state's constitution, which requires equal protection for all students regardless of their gender expression, identity, or sexual orientation. It also argues the policy violates students' privacy rights. The policies have sparked divisions in communities between those who say parents have a right to know the decisions their children are making at school and those who say that such policies would forcibly out transgender students to their parents and threaten the well-being of some of the most vulnerable students. Watch this.
This policy has managed to violate multiple constitutional rights of our students, multiple statutory rights of our students, their right to privacy, their right to equal protection, their right to be free from discrimination.
Bonta announcing the lawsuit in downtown LA. His goal is to stop enforcement of a rule passed by the Chino Valley School Board last month. It requires parents to be notified if their children change their gender identity. Bonta adds outing kids before they're ready could cause serious psychological harm, may even put them in physical danger in households that bash LGBTQ lifestyles. The Murrieta Valley School Board passed a similar notification policy earlier this month. Chino Valley Unified has responded to the lawsuit, saying the parent notification policy does protect transgender students by requiring staff to notify Child Protective Services and law enforcement if the student believes they are in danger due to their parent or guardian knowing of their preferred gender identity. In these circumstances, staff will not notify parents, but rather will wait for the appropriate agencies to complete their investigation. The district also adds parents have a right to know what's happening with their kids.
All right, I understand that was a little bit of a confusing video. At the beginning we had, all right, here you go, you tell the parents. And then at the end there we got a little bit of, oh, but not if they're unsafe, and inform CPS. If it's going to cause that many issues, just don't let it happen. I understand the motivation of, yes, parents should know, but parents should know when the children feel safe enough in their own identity and within that household to go and tell their family. That should be the child's right. That should be any person's right to come out when they are ready. And they're taking that away from them. And I don't think that's fair. And I'm glad that this suit has been filed.
Yeah, I mean, as a parent, I want to know if my child got in a fight at school. I don't need to know if she wanted to go by different pronouns. And I should already know. She should tell me. Just this morning, she goes, no, I'm a girl. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Because I said I'm not. I'm like, all right.
I bet you're going to be the coolest father.
Yeah. Mattheo's already the coolest dad. Like, that title's reserved for him.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, oh, damn. So this story messes with my heart because I was outed at 18 by my mother. She told the whole family, including my father. And I grew up in a very Cuban, machismo, scary, I'm talking like things were thrown. It was very abusive. My dad
I feel you.
My dad's a changed person now.
Yeah.
But I can only imagine if I was younger and someone told him, it would have been scary for me.
Yeah,
Imagine
absolutely.
the story that you just told. Evan's 16 years old, a junior in high school.
Exactly.
And you're 16 in that situation.
Yeah.
You're just
and I had to run away from home. I moved out. I stayed in a house with friends. I eventually took over the lease. And then a lot of my friends had the similar situation. So I would allow them to stay on my couch. This bothers me because when they are outed, the parents don't react in the way that you think when it comes from the child themselves.
Yeah.
They can show you the emotions they're going through. They can tell you stories from the horse's mouth, what it is that they're going through. And the parent will sometimes have some empathy for the child. When a CPS worker or some sort of social worker comes to you and says it in a very, medical way, it becomes a violation of themselves and how they treated and how they raised their kid. And so they take offense to that. And then in turn, they take it out on their child.
Yeah.
And so this is not how it should be handled.
Let's call a spade a spade. The reason, in my opinion, and same confusion that Evan points out, but let's call a spade why it's confusing. This is a conservative. I know all of us in general go no outing, protect the identity, it balances with parental rights, etc. The reason why they throw all of that confusion into, except if there's the possibility of maybe there could be danger, and the only reason the school district does that is to get it passed.
Yeah,
It's a CYA.
It's to cover your ass, for sure. That's the only reason that they did that. And that's an indication that they have problems with the entire policy.
But let me tell you, if you're a parent and your child isn't telling you something, like specifically about their identity, think about the kind of environment that you're putting your child to.
Or the messaging, because maybe they don't even know because the conversations never come up.
Yeah.
They don't even know how you feel, and they don't want to.
Or
They don't want
maybe
to
the
find
parent
out.
doesn't care. There could be lots of reasons. The one other thing that I think is really interesting about this story, we're talking about Chino, a school district in California. Oh wait, no, we're not. We're talking about Broward County, Florida, because Broward County's school district is almost identical in this example to that California school district. But you know what the difference is? It's exactly the opposite. California says, no way are you going to do this to students in our school districts in California. And this district tries to cover your ass and cover themselves by saying, no, we don't want this kind of identification, and therefore we're going to out our children to their parents. But this possible exception to make sure that there's no danger and blah, 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 blah. I'm going to talk as fast as I possibly can. But California says no. Liberal, progressive California says no to this conservative philosophy. Now you have unique appreciation of what's going on in Broward County. Because the radical that we see in Tallahassee, in the governor's mansion, in the supermajority, in Moms for Liberty, in almost all of the counties in Florida, Broward County is trying to stand alone exactly like that in reverse. And we're having to stand up to this incredible pressure to do the exact same thing. And Broward County is trying to stand up to it. The only reason I make that comparison is we should be incredibly empathetic to the politicians in Broward County, to our school board in Broward County, to the people that are going to be removed by the governor for whimsical justifications, because literally Broward County is under attack in the state of Florida. Exactly what we're watching. And Chino's going to lose. California's going to win. The question is Broward County going to lose? And Florida going to win? That we don't know yet. We are Queer News Tonight, the world's first and only live daily LGBTQ+ evening news show, brought to you from Happening Out Television Network. We operate in the same model of PBS and NPR, but for the LGBTQ+ community. We educate, inform, and entertain by supporting the 10 pillars of our LGBTQ+ community, with more than 100,000 a week watching us on Roku, Apple Television, and other channels. To keep the story going, we accept donations with 100% transparency. Stay updated and live authentically with Queer News Tonight.